What are your thoughts on the CEO of YouTube stepping down? The new guy they're bringing up there, Neil Mohan. Isn't he like a big NFT guy? The new guy is worse. It's always like that. It's like that every time. This is one of the guys who heavily promoted NFT integration. Today, after nearly 25 years at Google, I'm stepping back to start a new chapter. I'm inspired every day by creators around the world who bring people together on YouTube. It's been an honor to have a front row seat to this incredible community. And now we have this guy, Neil Mohan. Thank you, Susan Wojcicki. Never learned how to say that last name. Been amazing to work with you over the years. We built YouTube. Yeah. So this is this guy. I think he's one of those big like Net 3.0 dudes, which is probably not good for the platform, like at all. You should watch her interview with Ludwig. Some really hard-hitting questions. Well, now she's gone. What's the point of that? She's gone. She's dead. She's dead. And now we just have this guy. Give me his Wikipedia page. Indian-American business executive, fourth and current CEO of YouTube. Joined a startup called Net Gravity. Net Gravity was acquired by DoubleClick, pursued his MBA. Google agreed to acquire DoubleClick for $3.1 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot. It's a big chunk of money. Google paid Mohan $100 million in bonuses to convince him to stay. Huh. He was CPO of YouTube in 2015. They don't really talk much about the NFT stuff here. I guess I'd have to dig a little deeper to figure that out. Okay, wow, I'm in the wrong business. Yeah, the funny thing about like the tech startup boom back in the 1990s was basically like a million people threw darts at the wall. 1,000 of them got lucky, and those lucky people have just bounced between like profitable venture to profitable venture their entire life. It was literally just like an initial bubble. It was like a gold rush, and then the people who lucked out from that gold rush have spent the rest of their lives just like either failing or succeeding upwards, you know. It doesn't really matter. It just keeps happening. I would have to look a little bit more to go into the NFT stuff, I guess. If I looked up Neil Mohan, NFT, what do we get there? Are YouTube and Web3 coming closer as Neil Mohan becomes new CEO? As Chief Product Officer, Mohan pushed for the integration of NFTs into the video platform to give creators more opportunities to earn. Mohan has been vocal about his belief in Web3 and transforming YouTube into an immersive platform. Guys, are you ready for me to become an NFT shill? I'm here for the big bucks, man. It's gonna be Vosh coins and I don't know, Vosh tunes all the way forward. We'll do like a run of horse tokens or something. They'll have like funny teeth or like hats to wear, you know, for all the NFT variations. They'll be worth billions. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. For me, you'll all go broke. The YouTube CEO has said he thinks there's incredible potential, working to make YouTube more immersive, much like the metaverse. In an interview in 2022, Mohan said the first area in which you can expect to see an impact is gaming, where we'll work to bring more interactions to games to make them feel more alive. Oh no. Oh God. It's going to be moment-to-moment NFT crypto microtransactions without any of the regulations or credit card like payment systems that gatekeep things for regular fucking microtransactions. Oh my God. Web 3.0 is completely made up, by the way. By the way, Vosh Meta may become a lot more successful in the coming years, just you watch. I mean, Meta is Facebook. If it becomes successful, it'll be for that reason. As for, like, the meta, like this weird Second Life crypto NFT virtual reality bullshit they're doing, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the main problem... Okay, guys, here's the problem, okay? As we all know, money and the economy are both fake. They're very abstract. We live under the day-to-day delusion that there's some kind of permanence to value as a concept, but that is something that we have to force ourselves to believe for the economy to work. The idea that there's something there, some kind of underlying truth. This is something we need for things to run properly. It's not actually there. It's just an assumption we have to make. Faith in the dollar. And the problem is that it used to be so simple. Back in the mercantile days, when it was assumed that all economic transactions between kingdoms were a zero-sum game, what was wealth? Wealth was gold, motherfucker. It was gold. You can weigh gold. Gold is empirical. It's very simple. The more gold, the more silver, the more what's it you have, you know, I don't know, grain you store. Wealth was empirical, standardized, and intuitive back in those days. Nowadays, not so much. And it's gotten even more abstract online. There is not as much money to be made online as a lot of people would like, you know. Seriously, like there are so many prominent companies that have never managed to turn a profit through advertisements on their own platform. Look at what's happening to Twitter right now. Twitter is enormous and incredibly influential, and it was barely able to turn a profit before Elon took over, and now it's absolutely not turning a profit. Why? I mean, it's such a huge website. The God's honest truth is that the margins on advertisement have been bleeding down for a long time, you know? YouTubers used to make a lot more money per ad watched on their channel than they do now. Several times more. We make a fraction of what we used to. This was before I was on YouTube. It was before I made a channel. It used to be that much more. And that's because internet use has become more ubiquitous. More and more people are using ad blockers. People are more desensitized to internet advertising. People are more ad savvy. And advertisers aren't willing to pay as much for the exposure they get view to view, which means there's less money to be made by these companies, which means they're looking for alternate forms of revenue generation. And, buddy, crypto, NFTs, and Web 3.0 are the fakest economy bullshit we've invented yet, okay? We've compounded layers of abstraction on top of each other. We had gold-backed, you know, national wealth. We have, you know, fiat currency. We had it's up and up and up, and now we have this shit. And this is as abstract as it gets, I think. I mean, we're really running out the margin here. And I think the obsession with it from some weirdo tech guys is just the fact that it represents potentially like an infinite self-generating, you know, like kind of pyramid scheme. Not pyramid scheme. What's the term? Pump and dump? Just an infinite pump and dump. Just a constantly regenerating system for wealth acquisition. And I don't think it's going to work. But, you know, that's never stopped tech dudes from doing what they want, I guess. What's Web 3.0? Web 3.0 is this lunatic idea that there's going to be some kind of mass integration and collaboration online that's going to be facilitated through like cryptocurrency, basically. Web 1.0 was the old days. Web 2.0 was the rise of like API and website collaboration. Like the idea that in Web 2.0, if you make a comment on Pornhub under a video like Gabrielle gets got double anal gangbang cream pie facial, you can leave a comment under that video saying, wow, great ass, would love to take her to dinner. And then you can share that comment on Facebook with a convenient button right next to the comment. And then that Facebook post can then be shared on your LinkedIn, referenced as a testament to your reliability as an employee. Web 2.0 refers to publicly accessible data that people can use to get useful information off of websites. It refers to integration between websites. It refers to essentially the modularity of the websites that we use, their ability to interact, to collaborate, to work within and with each other. And Web 3.0 is fake bullshit. So, you know. The other thing is that she left while Gonzalez versus Google is going, which is a really bad sign for how the case will go. Legal Eagle has a video if you don't know the case. I actually don't know much about the case. This Supreme Court case could destroy the internet, really. Section 230 is a section of Title 47 of the U.S. Code, which was enacted as part of the Communications Act, blah, blah. It provides immunity from liability for providers and users of an interactive computer service who publish information provided by third-party users. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. So what this basically means is if a person on Twitter.com says they're going to kill the president, Twitter.com cannot be sued for publishing the statement they're going to kill the president. It means that they are not legally liable for for chat shitposting, basically. The destruction of Section 230 would basically end social media as we know it. We'll see how it goes. If they were, that would lead to mass censorship, right? If social media platforms were treated by default as publishers of all the material they produce, it would mean they would be incredibly liable for the statements made on their site, and they would either no longer be able to exist, or they would have to engage in the most extreme imaginable censorship and curtailing of content posting, like more so than I think any website could ever have. I don't think it'd be possible. It would make the websites non-functional. Why are people trying to get rid of that? Because people are fucking insane. It's conservative culture war bullshit. Conservatives seem to be under the impression that getting rid of Section 230 would, like, epically own the libcuck social media big tech platforms. Like, conservatives seem to be under the impression that the social media is mean to them because of Section 230. Why would conservatives want to get rid of it? They literally Fed post all the time. I'm telling you, it's not rational. This is not rational. This is a common sense rule. The only reason this would be gotten rid of is through lunacy. This is not. This is a truly nanners debate taking place here. Okay, nanners with the hard N. Legal Eagle goes over it. Short version. Student got killed by ISIS attacks in Paris and wants to sue Google over it. Yeah. What's the actual... Hold on. Here's the Wikipedia for the case. Thank you. Saved me a bit of time. See, that's a person who's being helpful in chat. You know who's not being helpful? People who keep linking unrelated stuff when a segment is clearly happening. I see you, Wolfie Universe. I've seen you. I saw you the first time. I saw you the second time. I saw you the third time. I see all of you every time. I never miss a thing said in chat. Not once. It's never happened. Not once in my entire life. We love our segment-relevant linkers. Gonzalez versus Google LLC. Pending case and deals with the question of whether or not recommender systems are covered by liability exemptions under Section 230 of the Telecommunications Act of 1996. This case was granted certiorari alongside another Section 230 and terrorism-related case, Twitter Inc. versus Tamne. Huh. So what is certiorari? A court process to seek judicial review of a decision of a lower court or government agency. Okay. Got the sniffles this morning. In November 2015, a series of coordinated terrorism attacks occurred in Paris. At least 130 were killed by the terrorists, and ISIS took responsibility. The family of one of those killed began to seek legal remedies against Google, the parent company of YouTube. The suit argued that through its recommendation system that tailors content based on user profiles, YouTube led users towards recruitment videos for ISIS and were partially responsible for Nohami's death. Guys, the internet, like, literally can't exist if Section 230 gets undone. Like, that, it can't it can't exist anymore. Social media can't exist anymore. It's not possible without Section 230. I'll have to get a job. What's the European version of this? Europe has its own laws when it comes to protecting platforms from publishing liability standards. The problem is, if you're able to do these suits in America, that's enough for there to be a problem. Guys, if I'm not mistaken, this would make America, like, the only country where people would be just, like, rapid-fire lawsuit throwing at social media companies for random posts on the social media company, right? Because I've never heard of another country with that kind of, like, open liability. This case isn't about getting rid of 230, it's about site algorithms alone count as content. That really depends on how the Supreme Court rules, right? Like, whether or not it's... so it is about 230, because Section 230 is what Google has cited as a defense of itself. But the Supreme Court has a considerable amount of leeway. Remember, they are the high wizards of the American legal system. They have a ton of leeway when it comes to deciding, like, what to do here. Do the people on the Supreme Court even understand the internet? No. And it might be a little bit problematic that this tech-oriented decision is going to be made by people who are literally too old to understand some of this stuff. Don't you think there will be a lot of lobbying against this? Do you really think this could pass? Lobbying doesn't really do anything with the Supreme Court. Not to say the Supreme Court justices aren't susceptible to outside influence, but lobbying isn't really that much of an influence with them. They talk within their own party, and the party gets lobbied, but it's just a much more indirect effect on their decision making. The SCOTUS probably still uses 8-track cassettes. I mean, when COVID-19 became a thing, and they had to do, like, distance Supreme Court ruling, that was what finally made them overturn some of their archaic rules on preventing electronic devices from entering the courtroom. I'm pretty sure, like, it was only because of COVID-19 that they updated some of their standards to the 21st century when it comes to what they allow in there. In fact, wait, hold on. Supreme Court COVID-19 tech restrictions rules. Hopefully that catches it. Hopefully that. Does that not get it? That won't tell me. SCOTUS only allows audio recordings and video is still not permitted. Yeah. You're 100% right. Okay. As long as I'm not misremembering. Anyway, we'll see if the entire internet self-destructs over this. That'll be fun. You know, that'll be interesting. That'll be wacky. It'll be a new season